Before I talk about PlayStation 4's latest update, codename Yukimura or version update 2.42, I want to talk about a little bit more about Nintendo, out of the miscellaneous stuff that happened from my previous vlog today, because there was a lot of new development that also happened, and I want to share and give my thoughts about it. Excuse me. So, first of all, I want to talk about more on Amiibo. Yes, I know it is getting boring, especially if you're not really into Amiibo. I do apologize, but for me, it's an interesting topic because I also do collect Amiibo, but I'm not one of those hardcore that gotta get them all. If I can't get them all, so be it. That's already been talked. You can see it on my previous video. But I was listening to a Nintendo voice chat IGN podcast, and it was interesting. And I am gonna make an upload on that, a podcast ramble, probably also on IGN. And, excuse me, I'm also probably gonna put it up there. But more option, the better. So they did talk about it, and yes, I agree with what all they said. One of the biggest problem I think this thing is happening is that again is that everybody knows what's happening with Wave 4. Everybody knows the chaos. And the problem was, well, what about Nintendo? How come they're not addressing or anything about it? I mean, the closest thing for them addressing the Amiibo Wave 4 is on Twitter, they retweeted what GameStop said about their website. And remember, I also talked about how they basically, customer service was saying, well, it's not really our fault that we don't have a lot of Amiibo, go blame the retailer. Which I said, I called them, Nintendo, you're a douchebag for doing it. Not cool. But the biggest problem really is, and even IGN said this, is that Nintendo's not addressing it. They're downplaying it. Yeah, downplaying it, basically meaning they're not addressing it, they're ignoring it, that even if it was there, they're basically seeing as, well, I don't see the problem, we're just going to ignore it. Which in some places, yeah, you could do that, but in the perspective of business, you really shouldn't be doing that. And that's the biggest problem. But then Pierre did say, maybe there was already talks in the inner circle of Nintendo, but outside of Nintendo, nobody's known because it's not addressing it. The question is, does Nintendo need to address it? Unfortunately, again, it's morality versus legality. It's not really illegal. They are not obligated to address the situation. Morality, they should, to ease up the frustration from the fans, because again, without your fans, there wouldn't be Nintendo or make Nintendo with money. But at the same time, it is a excuse me, it is a business, not a charity. So, and speaking of Amiibo, of course, Greninja, there's gonna be, another second chance of Greninja pre-order, but you gotta go to your local store on April the 27th to do it in store. They're accepting pre-orders on Greninja and Pac-Man only. I was hoping for Lucina and Robin. Again, Nintendo, you gotta make more. I don't know what the deal is. We'll see. So, that's like the latest update on Amiibo. And second is, can't wait for Mewtwo, because if you're in Club Nintendo and you register both 3DS version and the Wii U version like I did for Super Smash Bros., you get Mewtwo early than when it's released for paid one. And once it's released, I'll probably give my quick thoughts about it and see, because I'm not really a Mewtwo fan, but it is great that Mewtwo is coming back. And this is the the unfortunate part, or let's just say the irony part, is that Nintendo listened to bring back Mewtwo, yet they don't listen when dealing with Amiibo. Well, I guess different situation, different story. It is what it is. So now I want to talk about Sony's recent update for the PS4 and of course the PlayStation Vita. So you're wondering yourself, why is NautoAisDx talking about this? Well, for one thing, one reason is the keyword there is because Sony listened to their fans. Second, also, is that this update actually is sort of beneficial. The promises that were made in the past, they finally made it. So they actually did the promise that was supposed to be promised a long time ago. They finally did it, some of them. So what am I talking about? Well, PlayStation 4 basically they just released a couple of weeks ago update 2.5. That's the name. 2.5. I finally was looking at it, I finally took my notes out. It's the update date for the PS4 is 2.5. Codename Yukimura. And one of the biggest feature there that people were begging since the beginning when Sony basically announced was suspend and resume. So finally you can do that now in the PS4. It was a long time coming because that was that was one of the things that they wanted, but Sony at that time when the PS4 launched in the beginning, they said, well, it's going to come in a later time. Just please be patient. And finally, 2015, there it is. It took roughly a year or so, but finally, there it is. Suspend and resume feature in the PS4. Finally. So that's one of the biggest one. Some of the updates that I think were good, but it's not really, for me, it's not really that important, but I know for some is, such as sub account to master account upgrade, because that's like a family member or family members, they wanna have their own account, because if you're young you need a basically sub account until you're 18. Now you can make a master account. There you go. Other feature is Facebook friend search. So again, if you have a PS4, you're a Sony fan, you have a Facebook, there it is. Another one is accessibility option. Basically, what that is to basically, well, it's sort of good, is to some extent customize your setting for your PS4, like the text, the color, the basically fix, adjust the UI to your basically preference. Again, PS3 did it, and I think Vita also. So that's a good one. And another one that I think that's finally good, but I don't think not a lot of people are going to use it because it's sharing video clips to Dailymotion. I mean, maybe some people use Dailymotion, but of course, YouTube's a big thing. You've seen me, I use Share Factory and upload it on YouTube. So, but again, that's a good one. But the two most important thing that I think it's important besides suspend and resume play is one, remote play and share play at 60 frames. Yes, especially when you have the PS Vita, a remote play TV, or the PlayStation TV. Unfortunately, when I did that Megamix game showcase and commentary with the PlayStation TV, I did say that I wasn't going to show that feature. But I can tell you that the experience when I tried it before was, yeah, the game does cut the frame rate, especially if the game is a 60 frame. It's a 60 frame. It does cut to 30. So not this time. It can all now when I use the PS TV, the PS4 link, and I set it up to 60 frame. Yes, it works. So kudos to Sony. They listen to their fans. And one of the biggest one is trophy improvement. Thank you, Sony. This is one of a little minor gripe that I had with the PS4 was they didn't really have enough option for trophy sorting. They only had like rarity and regional date, which my preference is earned date. They finally put it on the PS4, make it easy for me to look at my trophy. And of course, you know me, I'm a trophy fan. Thank you even for putting that you're listening to your fans. And this is the part of the blog why I'm talking about it, because sometimes I always wonder what does Sony's decision, or especially PlayStation's decision for some of this, why omit some of the feature that was worked on the PlayStation 3, like the trophy. I don't understand, and I guess either one, they wanted to bring the system out, they couldn't probably put it in, they needed time. It just mind boggling. So that's the reason why I want to talk about it. Like, there was something I just found out that it was like, why would you do this? That you have to now put in an update just to rectify it. I mean, one of the decisions they did with the PS3 was no retro feature for trophy earning for past game that's already have, and I know people have said the reason is for security reason and piracy. I'm sorry, I think that's bull. No offense, Sony. So that was one of their dumb mistakes you did for the PS3. I know to some extent they did rectify it, kudos. But still, I mean, you shouldn't thought people wanted that. Or no trophies on the PSP. I know same deal to say there was a piracy issue. They just said, we're just gonna cut our losses. So again, I mean, some of the decisions also they make, and even not just software but hardware, such as proprietary memory cards. Like for the PlayStation Portable, you need a memory dual stick. Sad thing is that they're you can still buy them, but it's just kind of why not just use an SD card? And same goes with the PlayStation Vita. Oh my goodness, really? You need a proprietary PS Vita card? And those are expensive. I mean, I feel like that's an extortion. Oh, if you want to save game, you have to use that. And again, it's the same reason why they did it. The reason why they did it was a safety reason to prevent piracy, but you went overboard, in my opinion. And that's sometimes my problem with Sony. I like Sony, but sometimes the decision doesn't benefit the fans, and I'm just like face bombing. Oh my goodness! I mean, hopefully, one is maybe it'll be nice if you can do another new Vita that has an SD card. I don't know. That'd be awesome. Like you can either use a Vita card or a SD card if you're gonna do another quote unquote Vita, because I know they already did two versions. I'm eventually gonna get one, but I'm just gonna wait for my new some option. Maybe by E3 2015 they have a new SKU for the PlayStation Vita. Hopefully, they didn't even have a Black Friday deal. It what made me sad. So again, we'll see. I mean, it's been around, so I think it eventually need a price drop, in my opinion. So, and anyway, so those are, I mean, the problems. Something like you got made bad decisions, but you do rectify them and make good decisions. Like again, 60 frames per second on share play or remote play, and trophy improvement for sorting. Oh, especially on the app, you did that also. Kudos to you, Sony. And like I said, the Vita proprietary memory card, or the other one was backwards compatibility. I see a little bit gripe because it's only 95% backwards compatible on the Vita. Because, well, one, anything UMD related, you can't do it, so you have to have your own Vita. Not much a big deal, but it's just the principle there. And the other one is Crash Bandicoot and Spyro PS1 game. For a strange reason, it still doesn't work on the Vita. What gives? What's going on? Maybe I'm missing something. Or excuse me. Soda. So anyway, some good or bad decision. And speaking of bad decision, also with Yukimura 2.5 update, the Vita also itself had an update to basically complement the PS4 update. PlayStation Vita had a 3.5 update, and basically what it does is one of the complement is the, like I said before, the replay, remote play, share play, going to 60 frames. There's a new option now on the Vita version that you can play on 60 frame, and I have tried it. It was pretty good. That's what the update is, and of course stability and those other things. Now, I got one gripe, and I just found this out by playing the PlayStation TV. And apparently this has been happening since the Vita came out at 2013 or 20 when the PlayStation Vita first came out. So I have this gripe, and apparently even right now with this, even with multiple update, this is one of the thing that wasn't update for PlayStation Vita, and that is, and I did say this in my Twitter, but I'm gonna say this now in this video. One of the, in my opinion, biggest mistake they did on the PlayStation Vita, minus the UMD to the Vita digital download fee, that was kind of dumb. And I mean, they won't even bring it in America because Shuhei Yoshida said not a lot of people are going to use it, so we're just going to cut our loss. But I'm sorry to say, bad decision, not cool. But the one on the worst is PlayStation Vita digital download. and save file are into one file. So let me try and explain this for people who don't know. Sort of kind of like mobile game is that when you delete the mobile program, unless the game itself has a backup feature, your save file is attached to the game and it gets deleted as well. They kind of did the same thing also with the PlayStation Vita if you have a game digitally only. So if you say you got a digital version of Killzone and you say, oh, well, I need space because I have a proprietary memory card, I want to erase that. So if you erase that game, that digital game, the save file comes with it also. And people found out hard way. I'm like, oh, that's not right. And this is one of the things that they were requesting. And I finally joined the bandwagon and requested also to Sony to try to separate digital games and save file. Kind of like the PSP, the PS3, the PlayStation 4. I mean, that's one of the mind-boggling. Like, why would you do that, Sony? Why would you? Excuse me. Why would you do that? I know some said that in defenses, again, quote unquote, security reasons, prevent piracy. But I think this is like so wrong because then now it makes me now hesitant buying games digitally on your PlayStation Vita because, oh well, if I delete the game, the save file is going to also get deleted. And I did request it, and apparently people have been doing this, and unfortunately, as of right now, Sony is not doing anything about it. It's really unfortunate, really. I mean, what's the point of having free Vita games if I can't really, really be confident enough to download it? And if I want to remove it, oh well, my save file's gone. I gotta start all over. That was. I think that's the biggest mistake there. I mean, there are ways you back it up on the PS3, but that doesn't really help because then now your PS3, you're occupying the hard drive on the PS3. So that was dumb. It worked, but it's dumb. Another one I was trying to do it is on the computer. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer that works with it for the program. I got an old computer. It's just me. So, I mean, Sony, come on, in the long run, you gotta fix that problem. Please, I'm begging you. Please, remove that restriction. Separate the save file to the digital game, please. If you can do it, I'm begging you, please. Find a way to do it. I am begging you. Oh my gosh. And another one, also, and I know this is a common thing, people, this is the number one request. It doesn't matter which system. Enabling to change PSN ID at least once a year or with a fee. Xbox doing it. They're allowing it. Heck, even, believe it or not, Nintendo also, because you use your nickname or your name of your me as your network ID rather than your network ID, which is kind of interesting, but we'll see what happens in the long run once they done their program with DNA. But Sony, you gotta do it. I know the reason was they said the reason is to prevent griefing, which basically means, say you're a troll, and then they find out, oh, this guy's a troll, and then you try to change your name to disguise it. Well, put a restriction. Make it into paid. That's why there's a reason why Microsoft pay people $10, excuse me, to change their ID. Do that. Oh, but say, well, we don't want to make it pay because it makes it look like a bad guy. Then fine, make it at least once a year, like every once a year. Every 365 days, or heck, 300, let's just make it more restriction, for every 400 days, like the minute you change your network ID, get away 400 days. I'm not kidding, 400 days, like close a year and so, to change it again. There you go. Put restriction, but give them a chance at least once to change their name. Come on, Sony, you know you can do it. So, there you have it. That's my thoughts on Yukimura and some of the decisions they make for Sony, just mind-boggling for me. So the next one I'll be talking about now is Dicey Warrior 8 dub, finally, because I got the game. But once again, in general, and you know where this is coming from, once again, sub versus dub, not just by the fans, but also in business decision. Is it impacting the gaming community or the consumer? What's going on? Because there were a lot of new development also that might portray this. Besides Dicey Warrior hate, was also that Namco Bandai once again announced some new games, and one of them I'm excited is Project X Zone 2: A Brave New World, which is a worldwide release. So it's gonna be basically Dicey Warrior 8, the main feature, but it'll be the versus sub and company games bringing out. They're all connected. You'll just see. All right, stay tuned for that.